Tonight, it's first versus fourth, but not as you'd expected. Logan Lightning are the team at the summit of the competition ladder after 3 victories. Lions are in 4th place on goal difference after their draw with the Gap can sign them to the challenging places. It's the league leaders and the champions. This is the NPLW presented by Football Queensland. Well, good evening wherever in the world you may be tuned in from. My name is Darren Lutton. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we've got a cracker of a game this evening in the NPLW. Blustery conditions here at Cornubia Park. We'll just very quickly run through the team sheets. So Logan Lightning are the home team in the maroon and white strip. In goals, Keely Richards. Number 4, Lauren Spreadborough. Number 5, Claire Farrington makes her way back to the team. Number 6, Katie McDonald. The 9 is worn by Tian Petterwood. Number 10, Emily Dunn. Number 15, April Gleeson. 16, Natalia Pinkney. Number 18, Jasmine Barry. Number 20, Shay Connors. And number 22 and captain is Christy New. On the bench, Sasha Beaumont, Talia Reynolds, Meg Krauts, Keely Holman and Meg McElligott. The Lions FC in goals, Naran Abazar comes back after a couple of weeks off. Number 2, Winona Heatley. Number 3, Cannon Clough. Number 4, Leah Davidson. Number 5, Jessica Dillon. Number 7, Jamila Riley. Mariel Ecker wears the 8. Number 10 is Tegan Riding. Number 12, Tioni Rushton. Number 14, Amy Gunston. Number 16, Misha Westland. On the bench, Megan Price, Samara Christmas, Catherine O'Neill and Tara O'Keefe. Our referee this evening is Laura Klaus and the assistants Daisy Kuipers and Vicky Clark. Now I have some good news for you all. I'm not alone for this NPLW Round 4 clash. Tonight I've got with me, after it's been a year, Karen Longbottom. Welcome back.
Oh, it's fantastic to be back. Obviously, having the off season has been it's been wonderful, but at the same time, I've missed football, so it's great to be back.
Of course, the last time we worked together was the 2018 NPLW Grand Final, which was won by the Raw against the Gap. It was a great game.
Absolutely. So very looking forward to tonight. 2 fantastic teams in good form, and yeah, it should be a cracking match.
It should indeed. So not too much football happening around this part of the world at the moment, of course, with the coronavirus forcing the cancellation of all Football Brisbane competitions, and I believe that there was a junior tournament up on the Sunshine Coast that also got cancelled. But the Football Queensland leagues are up and running this weekend. We'll try and keep a track of the scores in some of the other games. Probably get to those in the second half, but for now, let's focus our attentions here at Cornubia Park. Of course, Logan Lightning are top of the ladder with 3 victories. They commenced their campaign with a massive 14-0 win over Moreton Bay United and followed it up with a strong win over Souths and then an excellent away victory against Mitchelton. But we'll go into those games a little bit later. And we're underway. So Logan kicking off. And delivering the ball all the way back to Keely Richards. I mentioned earlier that Christy New was the captain. It is, of course, Keely Richards who has the armband.
Lions have started strong here, good strong press, nice high up the park. They'll be hoping to win it and create some goal scoring opportunities from that.
Karen, you were of course the coach of Easts for the past couple of seasons. You're having a year off.
Yes, did the coaching alongside the honours degree last year, and I found it a little bit much as we get Lions on the break here.
Some lovely moves here. Riding putting the ball through, Gunston with the shot. Straight through to Richards.
And so, yeah, so this year I've got my Masters, and yeah, so I thought I'd focus a little bit more on that and give the girls the opportunity to have someone new at the helm as well.
Well, it's great to have you taking time out of your books to join us.
This early initial press from Lions has been fantastic. The amount of pressure that they're putting on the Logan back line has caused a few mistakes, and I think that if they can keep that up for the next 10 or so minutes, I think it'll put them in good stead for the game.
There is a strong breeze here this afternoon, which is blowing from right to left, so it is favouring Lions in the first half. As we've seen, Logan, it's only early days, of course, but they have struggled. Actually, now, for the first time, they're over the halfway line and they surrender possession back.
I think for the first little bit, it'll just be about weathering the storm, as we say, as this settles down, and I think they'll start to get a little bit more possession and hopefully be, for their sake, be able to press up a little bit higher up the pitch. Some
great defensive work by Claire Farrington. She was imperious last season for the Lightning and had a couple of weeks off. And, I believe she played in round 1 and tonight makes her comeback. This is Spreadborough. Now we find Heatley. Lovely move from Heatley. Get around Dunn. Dunn gets possession back. Emily Dunn beats 2 Lions players. Keep ball for Logan Lightning.
See that pressure from Lions again paying off.
Christy Newt just having to force the ball out. Play being held up for the moment. There might be some issues with the pressure of the ball. Assistant Jimmy Hodgson doesn't look too perturbed. You may see that ball back in action. Logan trying to work their way up the left-hand side. Back to Farrington. You're right, Karen. This press from Lions. It is
phenomenal. The way that they're working together as a unit and the pressure in which they're putting on the ball carrier or as the ball travels to the next person, it's going to put them in good stead, definitely. If they can pinch an early goal with that effort, I'm sure that's probably how they're looking to set this game up.
7 players so far forward in defence. Of course, this breeze will assist that press because it will be very difficult for if Logan do decide to play long ball. They've got this wind to contend with, so it's a great strategy by Lions coach Rob Askew.
Absolutely. It's I don't know if it looks intentional, so it's probably one of his tactics going forward, and it's putting them in a good place at the moment.
Turnover here, Dunn finds Pinkney, early chance here for Logan. Gets the cross in. The runs just weren't quite in sync.
Still a good opportunity for Logan. You know, they've picked up the ball in a handy area and they've almost made the most of it. Unfortunately, Pinkney's touch probably took her into a position where she didn't want to go, but you know, if they can keep up that you know, picking the moments to pinch the ball, I'm sure they'll create some more.
I'm sure she'd love that first touch again. Okay. Kicking in danger is the decision there. Marileka is not too pleased with the decision. Being asked to retreat the 10 yards. And Logan have a set piece. Naran Abaza gets her feet on the ball. Naran, another player who has been away for the past couple of weeks.
Such a big in for the Lions to have Naran back. Isabella obviously did very well in the last couple of weeks, but Naran's just you know, the next class, and that experience, I think, you know, it's something that will help Lions to hold their back line and keep their shape.
I thought Isabella had a great couple of weeks for Lions there. Her only issue was she just wasn't tall enough. There were a couple of long-range speculators that came in, and they were just in that perfect angle between the the goalpost.
Absolutely, she's a fantastic young keeper, and I think she'll learn from that as well. And as she gets a little bit older, she'll probably develop her jump a little bit more, a vertical jump, and be able to keep those few sort of ones that floated in out next time.
Riley puts the ball out of play. Beautiful evening here at Logan Home. Floodlights have come on. It's an excellent crowd in attendance.
Just hopefully not over 500, right, Darren?
Exactly. 499 will be the crowd figure for this evening. Those of you who are watching internationally, the Prime Minister put out a statement during the week that any events, public events that had more than 500 people, a chance here for Lions. Ecker. Offside flag went up.
Tight one. Would have been a very tight one. Nice little reverse ball from Amy Gunston to get Marielle in behind, but unfortunately just adjudged to be offside. Must have been a nice and close one.
So yes, just finishing what I was saying there, the Prime Minister announced that gatherings of 500 or more were banned until further notice with the coronavirus that's sweeping the world at the moment. Pinkney puts the ball in for Petterwood. Cross met heavily by Clough. Here's Ecker. All energy. It's a free kick. Takes it quickly. This is Rushton. She's got numbers if she can find a teammate. Sits up for Clough. Gets the shot away, it's blocked, just wide, almost an own goal.
The speed and intensity with which Lions are playing at the moment, obviously Logan are struggling to keep up a little bit. Obviously still working their way into the game, but the way that they countered just then was phenomenal. And then to take that quick free kick, obviously very wise to the fact that Logan hadn't quite set yet. So fantastic from Lions here. It's a fantastic start to the game.
That cross from Rushton just had to get over that first line of defence and was successful in doing so, which really opened up the play.
Logan did well to recover though as well at the same time.
Stay clear again. Of course, Logan Lightning, one of the beneficiaries of the dismantling of the Moreton Bay United team from last season. A couple of excellent acquisitions to the Lightning squad.
The way that Nick Croydon has built the team this year and even the whole program over the last couple of years is a real credit to him and obviously the rest of the staff at Logan Lightning. They've done a phenomenal job and there's a lot of credit that should go to those guys. So building this great team and also, like I said, the greater program across the park.
Should mention, not only do they have a great squad, but they've got great facilities here as well. They've done a massive rebuild over the summer, and I was fortunate enough to be given a tour of these new facilities, and they're just amazing. I'll run through them in a little bit more detail in a moment as Richards gets a ball that she didn't have too much trouble dealing with. So yes, hopefully you'll see from the camera angle there, just behind Keeley is there's 2 levels to the clubhouse now. So we've got some downstairs change rooms, which for the home team. The club used to have a bar which also served as a club room. Now they've got a bar and a club room.
Fantastic insight there from Tian to press Naran very smartly and keeping her in the corner, and almost ended up with an empty net for Shea Connors to put it in, but unfortunately couldn't get out of her feet to finish.
This time the cross from Rushton's too deep. Clough can't keep it in play. So yes, Logan Lightning have always had an excellent deck for viewing football, and it's probably been extended by another 2/3. It's a wonderful facility. I would encourage anyone within this area to, when your club does play Logan, to come down and check it out. It's just great. This club is now set up facilities-wise for the next 20 years. And of course, when you talk to the people at the club, they're talking about their next project. So they're not settling for what they've got now.
Oh, fantastic ball in behind.
Chance now for Pinkney. She puts the ball through.
Misha Westland being able to get back behind the ball, as well as extra cover from Jamila Riley in behind. So Lions did well to recover from a potentially very dangerous situation.
Yes. Miranda Buzzer just got caught out there. Half a mind.
She did well to sort of stay on her feet and force Natalia a little bit wider, which in turn gave the defenders a little bit of time to get in behind. But at the same time, she'll probably be thinking through how she could do a little bit different next time and potentially make the save herself.
So Logan Lightning have their first corner of the game. In the 13th minute, it's still 0-0. Free kicks the decision there for Lions.
Must have been a little bit of contact in the back, a little bit of pushing. Not quite sure, I didn't see it.
I'm not sure anyone knew what the free kick was for, Karen.
I'm only guessing from the signals that the referee gave.
Exactly. You give a... Just wave your arms to and fro. Get on with the game. Rushton. Can't find a teammate. Dunn gives away a free kick. She's been busy in this game early on.
Yeah, absolutely. Emily's always one who is involved in every single game. She's always putting 100% effort in, and yeah, she never shies away from a challenge as well, which is what you want from one of your midfielders, getting stuck in.
Offside flag goes up there against Gunston. So this match will be a fantastic barometer to really show where Logan Lightning are at. 3 wins to start their campaign. South United, they ran over the top of them, the 4-2 victory. South were certainly underdone. They've, of course, didn't have a full team for the first round, which was against Lions. This is Pinkney.
Done well with the switch of play here.
That characteristic turn from Tian Petterwood.
Great pressure there by Amy Gunston, making sure that attack was snuffed out as quickly as possible.
Amy Gunston, she's been one of the stars of the first few weeks for me, Karen.
Well, absolutely. You know, I've seen Amy throughout the junior leagues at various different clubs, and to me this is the most complete player I've seen Amy be, and it's fantastic to see, because obviously, you know, she's worked very, very hard over the years, and it's wonderful to see her get the reward too.
Amy, of course, played juniors with Lions when they took over the NPLW licence.
That high press again, leading to some success for Lions to win the ball up nice and high and hopefully start their attack from a bit closer to goal.
Farrington unable to keep the ball in play. Riding. Falls over. No whistle.
It's going to be interesting to see how this tactically plays out now, having seen what Lions want to do in particular. It's going to be interesting how Nick Croydon and team adjust to that, and whether they change their playing style or whether they potentially change formation or move some players around, because at the moment it's really probably putting a lot of pressure on them in terms of not being able to maintain possession and go forward. So it'll be interesting to see if there is any sort of reactionary change, whether that be from half time or whether that be in this half.
Great spot, Karen. What would you recommend?
Look, it's a tough one because obviously I'm not as familiar with the Logan players as what Croyd's would be, so he would know better than me or better than anyone what's going to get them out of this tough spot. But I would potentially look to try and stretch the game a little bit more, but with this wind it might be a little bit difficult doing that, getting in behind and just trying to force the midfield backwards so that then you've got a little bit more space to start playing short and play into midfield. But as I said, with this wind it might not be a plan that can happen 100% of the time. It is dying off at the moment, but if it picks up again, that plan would probably be a little bit moot.
Great pressure there from Petterwood. The result of that play is the ball going harmlessly through to Richards. Town Petterwood take a bow. She just injected herself in the play at the right moment to get the ball off riding.
So as we can hear some instructions there from Rob Askew, he wants the players to drop off when Keeley has the ball so that they encourage to play short, and then they're going to look to put the pressure on.
Done. For the run of Petterwood, just a little bit too strong.
Some incidental contact there has been awarded to Logan as a free kick. So hopefully for they'll be looking to make the most of this promising sort of position.
Christy New coming forward. That's the captain's armband on Christy's arm, isn't it?
It is indeed. I think he had it right the first time. Having said that, Keeley is the club captain. There you go. See, so you weren't technically wrong.
Karen Longbottoms saving hot day again. So just short of 20 minutes in this game, still no goals. Game hasn't been short of entertainment though. Here's Gunston with a little bit of space. And runners into the box. Can she find a teammate? Rushton with a header!
Oh,
wide.
Just wide. Some fantastic football, despite there being no score. It has been reasonably open, and it's been very fast-paced, which is exciting. So it'll be interesting to see how long this pace can be maintained. Obviously, being only 20-odd minutes in.
Amy Gunston again, just showing her quality.
Absolutely.
Great delivery.
Fantastic press. Leah Davison reading that perfectly and has forced a must-win challenge and won the free kick. Emily Dunn's going to have to be a little bit careful for the rest of the match now. That's a long time to play with a yellow card next to your name.
And of course, Emily Dunn is the enforcer.
She is.
Of the Lightning team.
Absolutely. She's like I said, not one to shy away from a challenge. So it'll be interesting to see how she looks after herself during the game. She's smart enough, though, I think, to know when to put a challenge in now that she's on the yellow.
So Ecker and Riding standing over this ball. Normally in these instances, it's Ecker that takes the free kick. We'll see what variations they've got for us tonight. It's left for Riding. It curls harmlessly over the bar. Richards showing concern for just a couple of moments.
You see the way lines are setting up here again, encouraging that pass to Christian New, and then the pressure beyond that.
Yeah, it's a great spot, Karen.
I mean, I just wonder how long Logan will keep persisting with playing out from the back when they're not necessarily getting a lot of success. Whether they change what they do, who knows?
Free kick taken quickly. Lions looking to pile on this pressure. Rushton. Tony Rushton still going. Gets the cross. Plenty of Logan bodies in the way. They do just enough.
Christy New with a fantastic challenge there to make sure that Tegan couldn't get a shot off.
Petterwood. She's got Pinckney in a bit of space if she can find her. She does. Pinckney's ball forward, just a bit too strong.
It's interesting watching Logan when they do get forward compared to Lions when they get forward. The numbers that Lions get involved in the attack are far greater. Their midfield's able to support their front line a lot more, whereas Logan, they're kind of a little bit isolated as they get into their front line. There's not a lot of support from their midfield there, and obviously that'll, you know, if they want to create some opportunities, they'll be looking to get some more numbers forward as well.
Ball just bouncing over Riding's head.
Oh, great pick from Tegan there.
Turnover now. This is Gunston. Gunston gets past New.
Well recovered there, back there, Farrington.
Can't get past Farrington.
It's interesting that, you know, the ball just got caught up in Christy New's feet, and the amount of players for Lions that are there to press and press hard, it's phenomenal. It's obviously something that they've worked very hard on this year.
It is, and this wasn't a feature of their game last season,
No,
was it?
no, not at all. They were a little bit more a team that sat off, which is, it's fantastic that they've added this dimension, because it is going to create a lot of issues for a lot of teams.
Comfortable there for Richards. Fourth minute, no goals. This is Football Queensland's presentation of the NPLW. We hope you're enjoying our broadcast this evening. Riley. That ball's too deep. Keely Richards is advised this is the first time in about 4 years that she's been injury-free. I have been, I wouldn't say critical of her, but it's more being critical of Logan's depth, that when Keely's unavailable, they just haven't had the backup for her. So as a result, Keely's had to play games that she probably shouldn't have played.
Absolutely, and she always puts 100% effort in, and Keely will always put the team first as well. So, you know, goalkeeper depth is a massive issue in women's football. Having a good solid keeper means so much, but having two is quite rare. So, yeah, she's put herself in situations where she has to play injured and look, gives 100%, but obviously that does mean that she's not performing to her best.
Yeah, so it's great to see her fresh this year, and hopefully she can put her best foot forward and have a fantastic season. Another corner here for Lions. Plenty of players into the box.
Oh, well claimed.
Fantastic leap there by Richards. There's a photo of her recently doing exactly that. Got a great vertical leap on her. But again, Logan just unable to get out of their own third.
Yeah, their midfield's getting caught quite close to their back line, so their midfield's getting caught basically practically on top of their centre backs, which is not allowing them any space to actually play to feet, and then Tian or whomever's occupying the highest position is very, very isolated.
Farrington. Centred by Westland. For Richards again. Just to break things up here, Karen, would you recommend that Keely Richards just go long?
Look, I would vary it up. Like, I think that for me would be a good option. Shay's just got to come and potentially drop into that space to to receive. But yeah, look, I would recommend varying it up because they are struggling to get out of their back third and into the middle third. So it would be something that I would probably look to.
And the result is another Lions free kick. So probably the story of this half so far is Lightning having to absorb so much pressure.
Which they are doing very well, but obviously that's not probably how they would be hoping this would go.
Eka going direct with their free kick. Heels for handball. So the penalty is the decision.
That's interesting. The ball coming up off Katie McDonald's thigh onto her hand. Unfortunately, been judged a penalty.
So the pressure finally tells. The Lions have the opportunity to get their goal. Was that Petterwood adjudged to have handballed
I
there?
think it might have been Katie McDonald.
McDonald?
Yeah, yep. Unfortunately.
And there it is. Lions have their opening goal. Jess Dillon putting the ball into the right-hand corner. In the 28th minute, Lions FC open the scoring.
Geez, Jess Dillon doesn't get on the score sheet too much. I'm sure she'll be really pleased with that quality finish.
Look, on the balance of play, you have to say the Lions well worth that goal.
Oh, absolutely. As valiantly as Logan have defended, Lions have created some fantastic opportunities. So you probably would say that it is deserved at this stage, and it'll be interesting to see how Logan react.
Logan, of course, have been in this situation already. They were, this season, they were down against South United, down 2 goals against South United before coming back to win 4-2.
Absolutely, they've got complete character in this team to make, to chase any deficit. They'll never give up, no matter what the situation is in the game. So I expect this to be no different.
And if I remember correctly, I think Mitchelton scored the first goal last week as well.
Yeah, that's Sophie. Was that Sophie Person-Bolm again from out wide?
Yes, she cannot stop scoring at the moment.
Oh, she's in a fine vein of form.
Another miscue. Who's riding the opportunity? Who finds Rushton? Rushton in space. Can she get the shot away? Just wide.
Logan looking very vulnerable when they keep that high line. As soon as they give possession over, they need to be wary of the pace of Rushton and Hecker and riding, and even Gunston, and make sure that they maybe drop and limit the space in behind.
Hecker throwing up her hands after just failing to latch onto that cross. Logan need to keep their nerve here. McDonald. Petterwood. Dragged back inside by Gunston. New tidies up for Logan.
This is promising.
A few hands in the way there. Play on was the call.
Yeah, I thought April might have just been dragged back there a little bit. There's a sneaky little grab by Jess Dillon, I believe.
Jess Dillon got away with one there.
She really did. She's quite a smart footballer. She knows how to put it on the opposite side so the referee can't see.
The ball has decided, been adjudged to have left the field. So this is the first match of the NPLW this weekend. Got one match that's due to start very shortly, and that's Southwest Queensland Thunder against Mitchelton. The remaining games are tomorrow. I'll go through those a little bit later. Dunstan. It's the ball out in front of Clough. And this time, exactly the same play.
Yeah,
what Jess Dillon got away with.
a little bit more hidden by Jess Dillon. I think a bit lower and not over the shoulder, so a little bit easier to hide.
Riding. Tegan Riding's looking very sharp tonight.
Yeah, the good thing about Tegan is she's developed into more than just an out-and-out striker where she's looking to get in behind. She's looking to provide other players with opportunities to score as well. So it just provides another dimension for Lions, and also having Marielle back this week I think has made a massive difference.
Maybe it's the uniform tonight, but good touch there, Karen.
Oh, thanks.
The Tegan Riding's centre of gravity, she just looks really well balanced tonight. So she's extremely fit, and it's showing in her movement.
Absolutely. I mean, Tegan's always a danger, but she is looking like she is on fire tonight and looking to really make a difference.
Touch there, can't find Echo.
I gave her the commentator's curse, didn't I?
Exactly. For the first time in the game, Richards goes long.
And, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You know, Logan get the opportunity to have the ball higher up the park and start a different phase of play.
Just like that, they're over the halfway line.
And then a handy free kick in a good location.
So McDonald's going to take this. Look out for Jasmine Barry, who's just sneaking up down the right-hand side. No, McDonald does choose to deliver into the box.
I'm finding it very interesting that Logan are keeping so many players behind the ball on their attacking set pieces. It's like they're happy to concede. They're not going to necessarily win the ball up there, and they just want to make sure they've got cover if it breaks down.
Rushton can't keep the ball in play. I'd argue, Karen, that's probably a hangover from last season. Lions were so... I think they were at their best in broken play and on the counter-attack, and giving players like Ecker and Riding and now Rushton a little bit of space to run into. Absolutely,
but, you know, when the opposition's only leaving Tegan Riding up near halfway, if you sit one person behind her and one front, then you still have the overload, so you still have best chance of winning the ball, and you actually give yourself a chance to get more numbers in and around the box to score. I mean, from a personal point of view, that's the way I see it.
Clough goes down. Okay. Players hit the ground hard then.
Bit of banter in between the two teams going on, which is obviously two very passionate teams.
A little bit of frustration.
Emily
Dunn, of course, a former captain of Logan, but had to give it up due to, let's say, her temperamental reasons.
Oh, she's still a leader on the pitch, and for them, she's integral. So she still does the job of you know, what you would expect for one of your senior players.
And the club as well. She's loved by all of her teammates.
Absolutely.
One of the great things about Emily Dunn was a couple of seasons ago when Tian Petterwood was playing for the Gap in the grand final. Emily Dunn, a couple of her teammates all showed up with Tian t-shirts.
I remember that. Yeah, look, I mean, the girls are obviously good friends, and which is why Tian's probably come back to Logan. And yeah, so it's always good when you can support your friends.
For sure. Heatley. A bit of time to survey an option, and in doing so, picked out a maroon shirt. Can Buzzer do better? She goes long, but no, she only finds a maroon shirt as well.
Well, could break here kindly.
Petterwood. Connors scores!
Made the most of their opportunity there.
Important comeback there for Logan. And Shay Connors, a player who I've been trying to get into the call for the past 36 minutes, but she's so quick whenever she receives the ball. She tends to pass it straight away.
A great reaction there to keep her composure as well with Lions players looking to get back behind the ball. A good finish in the end.
And so it's 1-1.
And that's something that you can never ever rule out a Logan team. They're always going to come at you, and any chance that they get, if they take them, they're very, very dangerous.
And for the third time in a row, they've come back. That's of course in the past 3 games. They've gone behind, managed to level things up. Plenty of time to go here, of course. Barry. Downfield, finds April Gleason. Buzzer just manages to clear Connors. Another cross, finds Pinkney.
What a chance. Logan have just stepped up there. They've just grown in confidence from that one chance they've taken. And it'll be interesting to see how long they can just keep this confidence up and keep up that high tempo.
For the first time in attack, Karen, we've seen 4 Logan players.
Absolutely, absolutely. They took it on, and they picked up the ball in a good area, and they've had confidence to go, yes, we can actually trust our players behind us and we can get forward.
Donald puts the ball out in front for Pinkney. Again, numbers in the box for Logan. Just evades Petterwood.
And this is the Logan that I know. They like to get forward, and if they'll get success from this if they can continue to do it.
Another clever cross from Pinkney. Lions defence up to the challenge. Solid work there from New. It's the ball back to Davidson though. Tegan riding, trying to find Ecker. Richards comes out quickly. Now we see a situation where Logan are committing 3 players at the halfway line.
And look, it's all very good and well to worry about Lions midfield and what they're doing, but if you do that, then you can get caught back and pinned back a little bit. So you have to make them worry about you a little bit as well. Don't be afraid to take those risks every now and again.
Ecker with a half chance.
There's a bit of a concern around Shay Connors here.
Shay Connors, the American import. Went to college at St. John's University in New York City. Big East Conference D1 player. Also played in Iceland. Spent a little bit of time with the Brisbane Royal women as well. Her talents here were noticed. She's also a twin. Bit of pinball there from the players.
Smart decision, just clear lines, reset, and put a little bit of pressure on lines a little bit higher up while they're still, I suppose when Shay comes on, it'll help make sure that they've got parity again.
Jamila Riley coming forward. And a rare miscue from Jess Dillon. So just under 5 minutes left to go in this half. A very entertaining match. 1 goal apiece.
Look at the pace on Natalia Pinkney to get beyond Misha Westland just there, but Misha's able to make sure that it's just a goal kick.
Thought Pinkney may have earned herself a free kick there.
I feel like she might have, but it's been judged as a goal kick, and just got to move on from there. See if they can create something maybe from this goal kick.
So a bit of a change in complexion in this game.
Absolutely. It looks like two different Logan teams that we've seen in this half. You know, one that was a little bit more passive and overly concerned about what Lions were doing, and one that's come out and gone, well, we know that we have the capability to create problems here, so let's go give it a go.
What a difference a goal makes, eh, Karen?
Absolutely, absolutely. And the good thing is, you know, that they didn't just hope for it, they went and worked for that as well.
Petterwood. Can't find Pinkney on this occasion. Probably pass there to find Dylan. Opened up a little bit of space, but Lions weren't able to make anything of it. What are you hearing from Robescu there, Karen?
A little bit of instruction for Amy just to try and stretch the pitch a little bit more, keep some width, because then obviously it allows a little bit more space for Marielle, but obviously don't come too wide so that Cannon can actually get in behind.
Rushton.
Unfortunate deflection here.
Deflected well for Riding.
Well smothered by Keeley. Tegan will be hoping that she takes her first touch a little bit closer to her body next time, but she'll be a little bit frustrated, but at the same time, you know, it did come to her very quickly.
First time attempt from Dylan. Not enough power. And again, we see Richards going long. So definite change in tactics there from Logan.
Yeah, and I think it was one that probably had to happen. You know, it just gives, it relieves a little bit of pressure on your back line as well. Good pressure there by April Gleeson.
Lions with the throw. Looking to the assistant for the decision, and there didn't seem to be one coming. They just seem to be happy just to let the players decide.
Yep. Leave it to the referee. And in the end, it was the right decision, so.
Settling free kick here for Logan. So some fantastic ebbs and flows in this half.
Absolutely, you're never going to have a match where it's purely just in favour of one team, or that, I mean, it does happen, but not very often. And we see Logan are on top at the moment.
Petterwood looking for Pinkney just in behind. It's still there for her if she can show the quality. Enough Lions bodies in the way.
It's probably been a half of, of two different tales, really.
Canning Clough. Through ball found Barry. And again, Logan. Go for the comfort of Richards.
So Lions trying to encourage again that shorter pass, but Logan go beyond that first line.
Great ball from Richards. Ball just in his space. A foot race to see who got there first. Spreadborough just heaves the ball out of danger. May just about be it for the first half.
Yeah, I can't see there being too much added time.
Referee Krause having a look at her watch. Ecker. Rushton.
Had to be a well-timed challenge there from Katie McDonald on Hecker, so, and she's got it right that time.
Again cleared by Spreadborough. It's Petterwood. So dangerous and open play. Good defensive work there from Riley to shut it down.
Absolutely. If they had been able to get the ball in beyond Cannon Clough here, then it looked like Shay Connors might have been into a really dangerous position.
Italy going long, looking for Gunston. And there it is, entertaining first 45 minutes here at Cornubia Park. Lions had all the early running and got their rewards in the 28th minute with a penalty converted by Jess Dillon. And about 7 minutes later, Logan, in their probably one of their first attacks of the game, managed to equalise through Shay Connors. So we'll be back shortly. It's 1-1 here at Cornubia Park. You are watching the NPLW. This is a Football Queensland presentation. Back soon.
We all have a different place in the game. We play, we coach, we ref, and we support. But there's one thing that unites us. We all have a different place in the game. We play, we coach, we ref. We all have a different place in the game. We play, we coach, we ref, and we support. But there's one thing that unites us. This is our story. What's yours?
Marker and the cross only goes as far as Cannon Clough. Shot from range there, pulls it and into the goal. What a shot from long range. Billy Murphy opens the scoring. Calabar 1, Lions 0. As he Shuttleworth could only palm that one into the roof of her net. That one, I have to say that. Riding now, fantastic ball here for Clough. She's getting fashion a shot. She does. It's over and in. What a strike, Cannon Clough. The overlapping left back gets it onto her right foot and curls it over the top of Jess McLean, and we are level here at Lions Stadium.
The keeper's out. The net's open!
Some people can't hide their passion. Don't hide yours. Join our team.
When you're smiling, when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you.
Happiness is knowing you'll find the perfect vehicle every time. Thrifty, smiles all the way.
Welcome back to Cornubia Park for this round 4 NPLW clash between Logan Lightning and Lions FC. It's currently 1-1. In a topsy-turvy half that Lions were dominant in the first few minutes, but as my co-commentator this evening, Karen Longbottom, correctly identified, that the press that Lions were adopting so heavily was paying dividends for them. But once Logan actually found a way to get out of it and just launch the ball long, they were able to get the ball over the halfway line, exert some pressure of their own, and they were rewarded with the equalising goal. Karen, have I missed anything there?
No, not at all. As soon as Logan were able to make the pitch a little bit bigger, spread the game, it allowed them to create a little bit more success for themselves. So it's going to be interesting to see how this second half starts. I'm sure Lions will be looking to come out strong, but I'm sure Logan will be looking to be doing the same thing.
It's funny, just talking to a couple of people before and getting their take on the first half. They all just said, thank goodness Logan launched the ball forward and beat the press.
Oh, absolutely. Look, it was essential for them to have any sort of success. They needed to basically have a different style of play so that it can allow them to play the way that they want to play short and then play through midfield. But if there's no space because you're being pressed hard, sometimes you just got to vary it up so that then you can then go back to playing how you want to play.
So an intriguing 45 minutes awaits us as the music dies down. The decibel levels go from very high to very low. Having said that, as we've mentioned before, there is a great crowd in attendance this evening, as there normally is here at Cornubia Park. The locals get out and support their teams. As Rushton gets into the box. Goal kicks the decision.
Well defended, didn't dive in, just showed her out wide and limited her space.
That was Meg Crouts, who looks to have come on as a second half substitute. I would suspect that she's taken the place of Lauren Spreadborough.
No,
just have a look through.
I think Lauren might have come into centre back.
Yes, no, that is, you're correct there. Chance now for Lions. Rushton trying to sneak in behind Crouts. Might be Farrington's the player that's been substituted.
I think he might be right. So a bit of a change for Logan there. Obviously Farrington, solid at the back there for the first half, so a little bit of adjustment for Logan there.
This will be the third position in the defensive line that Lauren Spreadborough will have played this evening. She started on the right-hand side, switched to the left. Now playing as a centre-back.
Keely looking just to slow it down because obviously they had Logan had all the numbers prepared for that corner, so there was no opportunity for a second phase there.
Good work there from Tioni Rushton to win the ball back for Lions. Actually met Tioni's parents a couple of weeks ago at Lions Stadium. They'd made the massive trip from Lismore. Be there to support their daughter.
Tian Riding looking to get him behind here.
This is Riding. Just wide.
Just enough pressure there on Amy Gunston just to force her to put it the wrong side of the post. But good signs here again from Lions, looking to start strong.
Second half looking pretty much like it did in the beginning of the first.
Yeah, I mean at this stage obviously Logan haven't been pushed back as far, but it is showing signs of the first half in terms of the first 20 odd minutes.
Just going back to that story on Tioni Rushton, Tioni has a brother and a sister, and I asked who was the most athletically gifted in the family. Tioni has a brother who is very proud of his playing, but Tioni got the gong.
Oh, really?
Tioni's the one.
Oh, well, I'll have to take your word on that one.
And there will be a family feud at the next gathering, believe me.
Oh, unfortunate. A good run there by Shay to get in behind, but just couldn't wrap her foot around it, cut it back to Pinckney waiting in the box.
Umpires are going short. This rule change here, Karen, where you're allowed to pass the ball within the box. Do you like it?
I do actually. I think it offers different opportunities for playing out and different styles, and I think it's a fantastic adaptation to the laws of the game. It just adds another dimension, I think. Interesting that was let go. I thought Tegan Riding unfortunately copped a bit of a bad challenge there.
Riding's down. The play is now stopped, so that she can get some attention. That looks a clear free kick. There's been a few that have been let go tonight.
Yeah, I don't know whether maybe the referee was caught blindsided or something like that. Obviously, they can't call it if they can't see it, but it did look like she was on the end of a bit of a bad challenge there.
I have to say, I do hate, as part of this role, picking out the decisions get made by the referees.
Oh, yeah, of
course. There's just been a couple tonight that have just really caught the eye, hasn't there?
Yeah, look, I think, referees are human just like everyone else, and they can't see 100% everything 100% of the time. So, obviously teams and players just have to accept those decisions and move on from there and not get caught up in it, because if you get caught up in refereeing decisions, then unfortunately it can become all too easy to let a game go.
For all we know, we may have got them wrong.
Exactly right, exactly right.
Opportunity there for Eckert. It's the ball through for Gunston.
Lions bench not overly happy with some of the challenges that are going in at the moment.
It's because Logan is scrambling at the moment.
Oh, absolutely. Logan are working hard, and I think it's probably, resulting in some meaty challenges, to put it politely.
Very good description there, Karen.
I can be tactful sometimes, Darren.
Here's another chance for Ecker, long ranger. She's scored a couple of special goals already this season.
Oh, absolutely. She's, she's an ever-present danger. You've just got to make sure that, you've got to be mindful of her 100% of the time.
She scored a fantastic long-range effort a couple of weeks ago in that 5-all draw with the Gap.
Some cracking goals in that game.
I believe she might have even followed it up again last week with another. I know Cannon Clough scored a beauty. Jamila Riley.
Great pressure there from Shea. It's been a couple of times where the centre-backs on both teams have almost been caught out by the attacker just coming on the blind side and pinching the ball.
Just launched forward there by Logan. It's Heatley. Going down the line, finding Ecker.
It's a fantastic ball.
An early delivery, a bit too deep. Nick Croydon barking out some instructions to his players.
Yeah, I think he might have been a little bit frustrated at the press that was going on. It was a good opportunity to press high, and unfortunately a couple of players didn't engage in that, which means that it's all too easy to beat the press.
Logan under the pump here.
It seems like the game's just slowed down a little bit though. It's not quite as hectic as it was in the first half. I mean, to be expected, 45 minutes of hell for leather, it's hard to maintain that.
Westland, infield ball. Westland again. For Riley. Rushton and Riding fighting for possession. It's Krauts in attendance. Meg Krauts, I thought she was a shining light for Logan last season. She really came of age as a player.
Yeah, I think Meg had a great year last year, and obviously she's, battling against some quality players as we see Lions here. What a save!
Great save from Richards, but the follow-up is scored, and Lions are back in front.
I mean, that 8 minutes of sustained pressure was going to eventually take its toll.
And Lions have had a vice-like grip on this second half.
It's following a very similar pattern to the first, and so it'll be interesting to see once again whether this sparks the Logan into life.
Was that Amy Gunston with the goal?
I believe it was, yeah. The first strike from Amy was saved, and then she followed up with the quality finish. As Pinkney picks the pocket there.
Pinkney looking for a quick reply. The header from Petterwood.
Well, it's good to see that Logan are not dwelling on that goal and once again looking to get back into the game.
Logan showing that they've got weapons as well.
I'm sure Nick Croydon's probably sitting there thinking, why does it take for us to concede, for us to find the fire in the belly to go get forward?
Of course, Logan do have Meg McGilligan on the bench. Former Golden Boot winner in this competition.
Yeah, Meg is quite an asset to have on the pitch, full stop. So having her come off the bench and fresh and come at a potentially fatiguing Lions team will be exciting to watch.
At the downfield ball, finding Gunston. Gunston trying to find Riding. She does so. The shot just a little bit weak.
Leah Davidson will be a little bit disappointed that she wasn't able to find one of the corners just then, unfortunately finding Keeley.
Dunn holding up play nicely. Here's the run from Krauts, who keeps the ball in play. Krauts getting a little bit isolated there. Gets another opportunity. Back for Dunn again. Spreadborough.
Oh, that's fortunate.
Ball through the middle, it sits nicely. And just like that, it's 2-2.
Finish. Shay Connors just taking it nice and easy. As the ball deflected through, she just took her time and picked a spot, and what a finish.
Well, the ball from Spreadborough just went into some Lions' bodies. And just like that, we've got a tied-up ball game again. Logan, they just will not lie down.
Oh, absolutely. The Lions bench must be just thinking, what more do we have to do? The ball just keeps breaking for Logan in dangerous areas as once Lions go ahead. So it'll be interesting to see how the rest of this game develops now.
That's a brace now for Shay Connors. I found really interesting then, Karen. It wasn't a great roar from the crowd then as the goal was scored, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it could have also been the fact that the music was blaring and you can't hear them as much.
That's
but
true.
Yeah, look, I think there's a lot of energy about the place, so I think that they're definitely behind their team.
Lions players appealing for a back pass. I think that's...
Yeah, that'd probably be a little bit too far.
It's a bit of a stretch.
A little bit, yeah. So, I mean, look, if you don't appeal, you don't get. So, some people appeal for anything.
So, Lions, twice they've had the lead. Twice they've been pegged back. We couldn't be on for another 5-5, could we?
Oh, look, probably not that many goals, but look, I think there's definitely more goals in this game.
Here comes Gunston now. Ball cleared by Spreadborough. That looks to be Ecker on the ball, who tries a long ranger just over the bar.
Yeah, giving Marielle any kind of space and time outside the 18-yard, even if it's, 5-10 metres outside the 18-yard box, the penalty area, you're always asking for a little bit of trouble because she likes to get it out of her feet and she can hit a ball.
Maybe we'll get a 6-6 tonight. That ball seems to have disappeared. Logan Lightning coach Nick Croydon with a reasonable delivery. Way back back underway.
There's that Lions press again.
Another turnover. This is Riding. Long range attempt, just over the bar.
They certainly work it very well, Lions. They wait until the centre-back is playing it out to the wide fullback, where Mario pushes onto one of the centre-backs, or if it's this opposite side, it might be Tegan or Leah Davidson, and they are just picking it up so often. So it'll be interesting to see, once again, how Logan counteract this.
That move then was a carbon copy of one that we saw about 5 minutes ago, wasn't it, with Davidson with the shot?
Absolutely, and I think, you know, Logan have to be a little bit smarter here sometimes and vary things up.
On range ball straight to Petterwood. And she is on the ball again. Logan trying to play their way out. They come unstuck. Narana Buzzer will get some kicking practice.
So Logan have picked the ball up in a decent area from that, playing out from the back there for Lions, but unfortunately not able to make the most of it.
This time, Logan do get their free kick.
I think Jess Dillon's the only one who hasn't been pulled up for that yet. She got away with it.
Important touch there. Pinckney is lining up a shot. Well, I may have mentioned before, Karen, that the crowd didn't seem that animated when the goal was scored, but there's no lack of engagement in this match.
Absolutely. I mean,
a fantastic atmosphere here tonight.
Yeah, they've fantastic numbers here down at Logan. So, look, Logan's always been quite good at engaging their juniors and trying to create a whole program feel. So it's obviously showing to me that, as Katie McDonald gives away a handball in the middle of the park. It's certainly one of the strengths that Logan have as a club.
Lions look to take it quickly, but they're being asked to have another go.
Yeah, I think it might have just been taken from slightly the wrong spot. So getting to bring it back and take it from the correct position.
This is the first match of round 4 this weekend. This may, of course, be the last round that we have for a while with all the issues with the coronavirus, but let's quickly run through some of the other fixtures this weekend. Southwest Queensland Thunder are taking on Mitchelton. That game will have started. And tomorrow there are 3 matches. Gold Coast United are hosting Capalaba. The Gap are playing Moreton Bay. And South United are playing Football Queensland QAS. And of course, with Western Pride withdrawing from the competition, we now have a bye every week, and your former club Easts are the recipients this weekend, Karen.
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit frustrating, I guess, for some of the teams who had Western Pride up a little bit earlier, having a little bit of a disjointed start to the year, but at the same time, I think everyone's had a little bit of disjointed start due to all the rain as well. So, look, you just got to take it as it is and move forward as best you can.
What has been interesting is that I haven't seen any of the deregistered players from Western Pride showing up at any of the other clubs yet.
Yeah, I think that there's a few that have found some homes in some of the other NPLW teams. So I'm sure in the coming weeks we'll start to see them getting some starts, or at least coming off the bench as they earn their spot in the squad.
So Meg McGilligan's going to get her first piece of action for the evening. She comes on for Emily Dunn. It's an interesting substitution.
Yes, I'm wondering if it's to do with the nature of the game, and also the fact that maybe Emily's sitting on that yellow, being a little bit cautious, because obviously she's so key to what they do. So could potentially just be a little bit wary of the fact that, in this, you don't want to lose her for the next match.
I'll get you to have a look and see which part of the field she takes up as the cross. Can't find a teammate. Ashton's got a lot of work to do to keep the ball in play. She does so. Takes her on Krause and gets around her with ease.
A little bit of an awkward height there for the delivery. Unfortunately, Tegan couldn't make more of that. She's flicked the leg out in behind to see if she could get something on it, but unfortunately not enough. That same press.
Lions winning the ball back. Crossfield ball for Rushton's. Got a little bit of space. Krause gets there in time. Should be a goal kick, and it is.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard Nick Croydon on the bench, talking to his players, saying that's the exact press that's happening. They want to encourage it to play to the Logan's wide fullback so then they can press in and keep them there. Nick's just reminding them of that fact. And as we see now, they're trying to go beyond that line.
This is Miguel getting her first touch. Almost finding Pinkney.
Well cut out there by Misha Westland. Well read, because if she hadn't have won that ball, Pinkney was through one-on-one.
Well, I think we've just seen the tactical blueprint from Logan for the rest of this game, Karen.
Yeah, and it makes complete sense. That's something that they've had success with too.
Turnover now. This is Riding. Gets the shot away and she scores!
That is a quality, calm, collected finish there by Tegan Riding. Pouncing on the errant ball, and Lions go 3-2 up.
For the third time in this game, Lions take the lead. And Tegan Riding gets her name on the score sheet.
Once again, Logan have to look to come back, but they've proven it time and time again that they are capable of scoring goals.
So again, normal services resumed.
You could be right about the 5-all draw again.
We have been blessed with goals in this competition over the past few weeks, certainly in the matches that we've chosen to televise. We hope you're enjoying it at home. You're of course watching it via our YouTube channel or via Facebook Live. I have to confess I haven't been taking too much notice of the comments in the past few weeks, so I hope you are having a little chat in there. I hope there's plenty of praise there for Karen Longbottom's comments this evening.
We don't want people to lie, Darren.
Oh, you've been on fire tonight. You've been diagnosing this game absolutely brilliantly, and I think we're all grateful that you're here tonight.
Tegan Riding just absolutely looking menacing again. Every time she's on the ball, it looks like something could happen.
Lions have another corner.
I'd like to see Logan in this sort of situation, in these set plays, have more of a second phase, because even if they win the ball, there's no way that they can maintain possession.
There is no player outside the D for Logan.
Exactly right.
Another corner's the decision. Riding now goes from one side of the field to the other. So yes, you will of course be able to, if you're watching this match live, you'll be able to watch the repeats on the YouTube channel. And Football Queensland announced during the week of a new website, NPL.tv.
What an initiative.
Yeah, so I have to confess I don't have any details on it at the moment, but looking forward to seeing what it produces.
Good clearance there from Logan.
I suspect it would be an opportunity to watch this match, all from the one and other matches in the NPL and NPLW and the FQPL, all on the one platform.
Yes, my understanding is it launches on Friday the 20th of March, so keep an eye out for that. One-stop shop for all the NPL football.
Logan Lightning now for the third time being asked to come back. Rushton taking on Pinkney.
Good interplay there from Logan as they get out of a tight area.
Lovely ball from McGilligan to Pinckney. Goes inside to Petterwood. Lovely interplay. Lovely string of passes there from Logan. Pinckney wins the ball back again.
Yeah, a lot more positive play there from Logan. They've put together some really good football tonight, so yes, this will just be interesting to see if they can keep continuously doing that a little bit more consistently and create some more scoring opportunities.
Lightning corner. Deep delivery. Spreadborough. All brought back in, but the offside flag's gone up.
Lions did well then. As soon as the play went out of the box, they got a little bit higher and caught in Gleeson in an offside position.
You can see her eyes light up from here as she received that ball.
Great pressure, great pressure. That's more positive pressing from Logan.
Substitution here from Lions. Channy Rushton gets the early shower and Megan Price makes her way onto the field.
So it looks like Marielle will come into a wider position and Megan will slot into midfield.
Megan Price, of course, former Gap player. Played many years under Lions coach Rob Askew.
Yeah, it's fantastic to see Megan come back into the game. You know, she was always involved in coaching as well at the Gap, so it's wonderful to see her back involved with football after taking a little bit of time away, I believe, to focus on study and work.
Logan able to lock the ball in the attacking third. A good phase of play here. They'll be able to lock it in again. This is Clough.
Yeah, see Logan's press again on that stage, not just quite right as the ball's played in here for Tegan Riding.
Riding gets around Spreadborough with ease.
Unfortunately couldn't come up with the finish, just chipped it into Keely's hands. She'll be a little bit disappointed with that.
Another great touch from McGilligan. And some good off the ball running. It forces Riley to knock the ball out of play. The decision has been changed.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the Lions bench saw there, but it was definitely a Logan throw.
Good change of call there from referee Krause.
Yeah, it's good. It's great to see that the assistant, you know, helping correct the decision. Oh,
through ball.
The right idea, just slightly too much on it, but great run for Shay Connors off the back of Cannon Clough, and unfortunately just couldn't get onto it.
Christy News having a good couple of minutes here, just being in the right place at the right time.
Yes, I think she's had a good match to this moment, so be interesting to see if she can keep contributing in an attacking sense too.
Christy New played in defence for Moreton Bay last season and in seasons before. But whenever she got on the ball, she loved getting forward, and it's good to see her in this game. Just taking up a midfield role. Logan certainly don't lose out with her playing out of position, so to speak.
I think Christie's still playing as a centre back there at the moment, but at times she has rotated in. Starting to become a little bit of a game of transition at the moment, so it'll be interesting whoever can get their foot on the ball, slow it down a little bit more, find feet, and start to control the game a little bit more, I think that you'll start to see that team come out on top a little bit in a greater capacity.
So 74th minute of this game. It's the visitors, Lions FC, that have a 3-2 lead over Logan Lightning. This is first versus fourth. Of course, if Lions can go on and take all 3 points, this will have massive implications on the ladder. Lions are in fourth, but there are 3 teams that are on 7 points at the moment. Logan are on 9.
The Logan frontline was certainly working hard to try and press a bad touch or press when the ball speed hasn't been quite right for Lions. So that's very successful, but they need the support also from the midfield to press on just in case Lions happen to get beyond that first line.
2 players going down. Plays waved on.
Certainly a little bit of discussion on the Lions bench about some of these challenges that are going in.
It's going long and gifting possession back to Lions. Davidson losing out.
You know, like fantastic from Logan to repel some of these attacks, but if they can, when they win it, keep that first pass, they'll definitely put themselves in a better position to try and actually launch a counter.
This is Westland. Out for Echo, he's taken up position on the right-hand side. Westland with the overlapping run. Lovely cross.
Just beyond Amy Gunston's reach.
And that shot straight at Richards.
It's definitely an engaging game. It's certainly one that's open. It's had plenty of chances, and look, it's end to end.
Yes, a couple of weeks ago when Lions had their lead over the Gap, you would have expected them to have seen the game out comfortably. Of course, weren't able to do so. Playing against a team that's come back from goals behind in previous weeks. So my point is, do not turn off this match.
Yeah, I certainly think that would have been a learning experience for this Lions team, what occurred against the Gap a couple of weeks ago. I'm sure that they'll be extremely determined not to let that happen again. Having said that, Logan are a team that will just keep chipping away and chipping away and chipping away, and they have taken their chances tonight. So if they get another one, you know, I wouldn't doubt that they're going to put it in the back of the net.
Krauts. Turnover. Lions look to go quickly. Riding.
A little bit too straight there. She was trying to find Marielle's feet, but unfortunately just a little bit straight, so allowing Keely Richards to come collect.
Connors elects not to take the throw.
Yeah, they'll certainly be encouraging her to get high up the park so that they've got options forward of the ball.
McDonald's with a weak touch, gives Riding an opportunity.
She's done well to keep that in, Tegan.
Gunston's making yards. Can she find her? She can. Amy Gunston! There's Lions fourth.
That is another calm, cool, collected finish. Giving Keely Richards no chance to save that.
And Amy Gunston's stocks just get higher and higher.
Fantastic effort from Tegan in the first initial instance as well to keep that ball in when it looked like it was going out for all money, get in behind Logan, and a great ball to find Amy Gunston for the finish.
Could that be the hammer blow that seals the 3 points for Lions? It's now Logan Lightning 2, Lions FC 4.
Lions will certainly be feeling a little bit more comfortable now, but I'm sure that they'll still be looking for more goals themselves.
Just so impressed with that composure from Gunston as she... You know, I saw her play a couple of years ago, and I've seen her in those situations, and I've seen her just fluff a shot, just a weak shot straight at the goalkeeper. But that was pure class.
Absolutely. I think, you know, obviously she's matured fantastically as a footballer, and look, I've seen absolutely experienced strikers fluff those ones, so a great finish.
McGilligan with the shot is 4-3! Oh! Logan have not given up on this game.
You cannot take your eyes off this match. What a strike. And look, now only 1 goal in it again. Lions must be thinking, how do we kill this game off? How do we make Logan go away?
Well, that goal was made by Tian Petterwood, who just kept the ball alive. She couldn't quite get it under control, but she did enough to keep it away from the Lions' defence. And McGilligan just explodes.
You're certainly getting your money's worth in terms of goals and quality football tonight.
We will get our 6-6.
Such an enjoyable game. Great football, 2 teams battling it out. What more can you ask for?
It's been the quality of the attacking play as well. I think in that gap game, the defence probably was a little bit questionable, but there's been some great attacking moves from both teams here tonight.
Absolutely. I don't think you can say that defence has been lacking at all tonight. It's just been quality finishing and quality attacking football. So, yeah, take nothing away from these defences. They have worked hard, but it's just been a masterclass in finishing.
The intensity of this game has just gone up a couple of notches. You were saying before, after it was 4-2, Karen, that things look to have settled down a bit.
Yes, well, I mean, that's what Lions would have been thinking. Yes, we've got a little bit of breathing room now, but I tell you what, it did not take long for that to change.
Coach Rob Askew just looking to settle things down now with the experience of Catherine O'Neill. I was going to say experienced head of Catherine O'Neill. I'll spare her that. Jamila Riley's the player coming off.
I think Catherine also adds a different dimension. Catherine's ability to pick a long diagonal ball to get players in behind the defence is second to none. So I think that is just going to add a little bit different tact to this game.
For sure. It was a pleasure to watch Catherine O'Neill just with a little bit of space and a target up front.
Great
Lovely run there from Petterwood.
And such a great reverse ball too from Pinckney.
Long range attempt from McDonald.
Yeah, look, if you don't buy a ticket, you can't win, can you? So, you know, absolutely, you know, understandable that Logan are trying to force the issue. They're trying to go and make something happen.
Looks like Logan are readying their final change. Talia Reynolds getting ready. But here's Tegan Riding. Riding sent out wide.
Christy New did extremely well just then. Just made Tegan make a decision. Didn't make it for her. Just went, where are you going to go? And I'll be there too.
Managed to force her out wide.
It's interesting how since Marielle's come out into a wider position, the difference that it's made to Lions' attack. I think that having her in a central area really helps them to be a little bit more unpredictable. Having her in a wider position, sometimes she can get a little bit isolated and, you know, it's maybe not using her to the best of their ability at the moment. So it'll be interesting maybe if, with Catherine on the field now, whether they can look to find Marielle in behind a little bit more and get her on the ball.
Katie McDonald's the player. Oh, I haven't quite got that right. That was Jasmine Barry as the player being substituted. It's Leah Reynolds. Takes up a position in midfield.
looks like it might be a slight formation change for Logan too. It looks like they might be going with 3 at the back now. As Katie McDonald gets a yellow card for stopping a promising attack. You know, potentially needed to do that as well, because Lions looked like they might have had a little bit of the overload. So pretty smart decision there from Katie McDonald just to slow the play down.
Talia Reynolds, the Logan substitute. Normally used to seeing her in defence, so be intrigued to see what she can offer in the middle of the park. I notice Meg McGilligut's taking up a more advanced role as well.
Yeah, it looks like Meg's gone in as 9 and they've pushed Tiana out wide, and Talia potentially in as a 10. Pinckney still stays out wide on the left.
Lions have a corner. Great intensity this evening here at Cornubia Park. The players have put on a show.
Yeah, somehow I think in the last few minutes that we've not seen the last of the action.
Blocked shot. Logan look to just force their way out. Throwing in behind the Logan defence. Cross from Westland's blocked. McDonald.
In that situation, I'm sure Nick's looking for Logan to find some feet. Just didn't quite come off for them that time.
It turned into a nothing ball at the end.
Yeah, I think she'll be a little bit disappointed. You know, that was a good opportunity for them to break and create something positive.
O'Neill. He's got players in space.
That long diagonal ball from Catherine O'Neill is going to be an absolute asset for Lions now, particularly as Logan have now gone 3 at the back. There's just going to be so much space to pop that ball in behind in the slightly wider areas.
Westland, she's got Echo on the outside. Looks and finds her. The cross is miscued. So under 5 minutes left in regulation. I'm not sure Karen or I really want this game to end so quickly.
No, I'd be absolutely happy to keep watching this for a very long time. Meg does well to force that up the line, and Pinckney looking to put a little bit of pressure on. Here's where Logan really want to start pressing high.
Pinckney putting the pressure on a buzzer. Ecker with a bit of space, forcing the Logan defence to get back quickly. Krautz and Ecker, still with Ecker. She can't get a shot away. Cross looking for Gunston. Her shot's blocked. The ball trickles out for another corner.
Logan worked really hard to get numbers back behind the ball then, but I still feel like Marielle might be a little bit disappointed that she didn't make a little bit more of that in just keeping that high intensity up when she first got into that space.
You could see her winding up, couldn't you?
You could, but like I said, Logan managed to stifle that attack on that occasion and now have another dangerous situation that they have to deal with.
See Samara Christmas having a word with Rob Askew, the Lions coach.
Be interesting to see who makes way on this sub.
Krautz just letting the ball go over her head.
Very
up
dangerous.
For Ecker.
Yeah, and look, Marielle, great technique there. Just unfortunately a little bit much on it, but yeah, that's dangerous to do when Marielle's around. You've got to be sure of where she's at and where the ball's at too.
So Logan need to find just a little bit of inspiration. Another ball over the top for Riding. Spreadbury getting back in time. Huff going out wide for Gunston. Great cross, great goal!
Finish.
That'll be the sealer.
What a cross, and the finish from Marielle.
And the flying header from Mario Lecker.
You just cannot take your eyes off this game. Lions constantly looking a threat, but at the same time, Logan have had their moments too.
And yet again, the NPLW does not disappoint.
Is there enough time for 2 goals, Darren? Is there enough time?
Well, if you back any team in this competition to find those 2 goals, you'd do it for Logan as Petterwood.
Safe hands by Naran there.
Well, we could be in for a grandstand finish. As if this wasn't already a grandstand finish.
It is literally a game that just does not stop. There is always something happening.
Mario Lecker gets her name in the score sheet and scores for, I believe that's the 3rd week in a row. And Tegan Riding's going to chew up a few seconds off the clock.
Yeah, look, a smart substitution, I think. You know, that just change the pace of the game. You know, give Tegan Riding a well-earned rest, and having Samara Christmas come on for you is also fantastic, because what a finisher she is as well.
Yeah, Samara Christmas, a player who's learning a lot with her new teammates.
Yeah, certainly she'd have a different role compared to her roles previously at Sunshine Coast Wanderers. So, you know, learning how everyone plays, etc. It might take a little bit of time to bed in, but she's a smart footballer, and like I said, she can finish with the best of them. So I'm sure she'll be an asset to them throughout the season.
She's gone from the big fish in the small pond. You know the rest. So we're into injury time now. Lions just have to kill this game off. They'll go to 10 points on the ladder, which will be enough to overtake Logan. So if we saw this match as a barometer for Logan, I'd have to say the jury's out at this stage.
Look, for me, Logan are going to be one of those teams who are challenging for a top 4 position comfortably, and they'll be hoping that it'll be, you know, higher up that level of the top 4. So look, they've done extremely well, and for them as well, they'll be reasonably happy with how things have played out. Obviously there'll be some things that they'll be looking to fix, but they're going to be a team that everybody has to be wary of this year.
For sure. Probably on the balance of play, Lions have deserved these 3 points.
Yeah, look, I think that's a fair summation as well. I think that they've probably dominated on, you know, even if it is only just shying it, they have dominated for the most part and looked the most dangerous, created the most chances, and looked probably more solid at the back as well. So look, Lions are still for me the benchmark in this competition, until we see potentially them against a Gold Coast or them against an Easts or something like that. They're still for me a team that everybody's going to be looking to beat.
And coronavirus pending, Lions in their next game, I believe, take on Gold Coast United.
Well, we won't have to wait long to see where things are at in that space. But look, I think the fantastic thing about this competition this year is that I think you've got more teams battling for top 4 and being competitive. So look, I think it's a fantastic year for women's football.
Next 4 matches for Logan: Southwest Queensland Thunder away, Capalaba at home, then East at home, in the Gap away. Offside flag goes up. Nice save from Keely Richards. And for Lions, they travel down to Complex to take on Gold Coast United next week. Then they have the bye, and they're at home to Mitchelton and Southwest Queensland Thunder, which is being played at Highlands, which is a different venue for the Thunder this season, playing at a club which is 21 years old. Fantastic. They've just moved into a new facility. That should be interesting. But there it is. Fantastic match this evening. Plenty of goals. Another 8-goal thriller for Logan Lightning. Goals 2 to Shay O'Connor and 1 to Meg McElligott. And Lions, penalty by Jess Dillon, and goals to Marielle Ecker, Tegan Riding, and a double for Amy Gudston. Karen, it's been an absolute pleasure having you with us this evening. Thank you so much for your insights, and hopefully it's not a year before we catch up again.
No, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for having me, and hopefully everyone's enjoyed the first feature match of Female Football Week here at the NPLW in Queensland.
Yes, so that's it for our broadcast tonight at Cornubia Park. It's Lions FC that come away with the points. It's Logan Lightning 3, Lions FC 5. Yeah, the girls!